So I'm back. Am I being consistent? No. There's a lot of things that I've filmed and then I've gone to edit them and I'm like, this is just filler content. There's no substance to it and I don't want to put it out into the world. But then I had a brainstorm, then I had an idea. What is one thing that I absolutely love and cannot live without? Music. And physical music is a big part of that. I've been collecting CDs since I was a child. I have so many CDs on my shelf. Like half of them I don't even listen to anymore. They're artists that I have loved and grown out of, I guess. But I keep the CDs because to me that is part of my childhood. That is part of my memories. That is part of who I once was. So I want to keep them. And last year, at the end of last year, I was like, why not buy a record player? Why not increase that physical music? So that's what I did. And I will insert a picture of my setup. I can't remember the name of it, but my record player is a Jam one, and I have a white acrylic slip mat as well. And let me tell you, I would like to thank the friend that put me onto a white slip mat because coloured pressings have never looked better. So that brings me on to what I'm going to talk about today, and that is my collection, but not just my collection, also what I want, what is on my want list, and what I hope to see in the future. My first records, I ordered them when I ordered my record player, and if you know me, I feel like these will be very predictable, but I'm so glad that they were my first, and to me it makes sense. So these are my first ever records. In the End It Always Does by the Japanese House, and almost predictable, Notes on a Conditional Form by the 1975. And I will start with Notes because you're probably thinking, why Notes? You know, you've always made it very obvious that self-titled is your favourite. Why Notes? And long story short, I couldn't find the CD anywhere. I know you can get it on the Dirty Hit website, and I think you can get it on the 1975 website, but this was chilling in HMV. So I was like, you're coming home with me. Basically, it was the one 1975 album that I don't have on CD. So I was like, let me get Notes. Why not kick things off by getting something that I don't have on CD? So here we are. She's beautiful. I do really like what they did with Notes. How it's sort of like the cardboard. Obviously this album is very political, a lot of environmentalism, and I think this ties nicely into it. If you open it up, you will see the I was gonna say credits, this isn't a film, producers, locations, obviously the band, all sort of, I was gonna say tributes, not tributes. The pressings themselves, it is a double LP. Again, we've gone with the cardboard vibe. I love it. Gorgeous. I think Clear really suits this album, and it suits sort of the minimalistic style of the physical copy of the album. But honestly, Notes is such a standout album for me. The 2019 performance of People at Reading Festival is my Roman Empire. I'm taking that to my grave. I love it so much. And then on the back you've just got the track listing and cute little art of the band. I love this album. So that brings me on to my other first addition to my collection, and that is In the End It Always Does by the Japanese House. I've seen the Japanese House live 3 times now, and each time I see them I grow to love them even more. This band is incredible. Honestly, if anyone ever asked me for a music recommendation, the Japanese House. She was my first coloured pressing, if you don't count Clear. Again, goes so nicely. White, in my opinion, would have been too sort of, it would have blended in too much, I think. But blue, really just, the circle, it just makes sense. She's gorgeous. I love this album. I don't have anything to say other than I love this album. So obviously Record Store Day was not that long ago. Okay, it was quite long ago now. But it was my first ever Record Store Day, and I didn't do in person. I was working, and to be honest with you, I just couldn't be bothered. There was nothing on there that stood out to me enough to want to go and queue. So I was like, I'll see what's left online and then I'll fight the online war. And I won. I got what I wanted and I am so happy. So I made 2 purchases. I was going to get the streets as well, but it was a standard black pressing and I just didn't, financially at the time I couldn't justify it. I ended up getting Gorillas, the Live at the Apollo, and I got Biba Doobie, live and acoustic. Just realised they're both live albums. Now I do have to say that these, I ordered them online, like I said. They did arrive damaged, as you can see at the top. Gorillas is just damaged there and also here. And the same with B. Just, I mean, it's less noticeable in here because of the colour, but again, just at the top, it's just split a little bit. Banquet Records were amazing. They said I could either do a complete return and refund, or I could get a partial refund. Obviously, I opted for the partial refund because these aren't going anywhere. So yeah, they're a little bit damaged, but they're playable, and that's all that matters to me. I'm not a reseller, so the condition isn't as important to me. Obviously it would be nice if they weren't damaged, but that was beyond anyone's control. That happened in transit. So yeah. Biba Doobie. This is my 3rd Biba Doobie album that I have on vinyl. So nice. So nice. I got so lucky with this. On a white slip mat, I'll put a picture in. It really stands out. The red is so bright. I love it. So yeah, I can't fault this pressing at all. Gorgeous. Makes up for the slight damage on the outer packaging. And then we have Gorillas Live at the Apollo. This is a nice little gatefold. The art here, I love it so much. I think it's so cool. I've always liked Gorillas. I feel like I grew up listening to Gorillas. I might have completely made that up. I don't know. To me, screams childhood band. I don't know. Anyway, again, red pressing. Very, very on theme. Seem to have gone for Record Store Day red. I really like this. I haven't actually played this yet. Sorry. Just because, again, with live albums, I will play it, but I have to be in a certain mood. The artwork delivered with this. I love it so much. Next up, we have an honourable mention, and that is Sometimes I Might Be Introvert by Little Sims. I love this album. Here is the inside. I love this album so much. It's one that I can just put on when I just want to chill. So this is up there for me as one of my favourite pressings. The colour matches so nicely. This is a milky clear and it just fits. I think because with it there is a slight sort of yellow gold tone to it. It just goes really nicely with the colours on the album artwork. Love it. This album is incredible. I have 2 different pre-orders of Lotus. The HMV exclusive, which is the Moonstone vinyl, and the Blood Records version, which will be my first ever Blood Records pressing. I am beyond excited. I am so excited for Lotus to come out. Next, I want to talk about my favourite pressings in terms of colour. So moving on nicely from me talking about how I have a Blood Records pre-order and an HMV exclusive pre-order, which are both beautiful. Let's look at some beautiful pressings. So she's a little bit battered because she was in the sale. It's Hopeless Fountain Kingdom by Halsey. This album is very, when I was in my like Black Bear, Halsey, The Neighbourhood, that kind of era. So finding this in the sale was like, I should just get this for the nostalgia. And then I looked up, because it didn't say on it that it was coloured pressing. I looked it up and saw the pressing and I was like, you're coming home with me. You know, I needed it. It was straight in my basket. I needed it so badly. It is gorgeous. But yeah, like I said, she is a little bit battered on the corners. It's beautiful. So I was about to say close your eyes, but you don't need to do that. She's so pretty. She's so pretty. I love it so much. It wasn't my first choice of album, I have to say, but it was on sale and then I saw the pressing and I was like, it would be stupid to pass up on this. I can't remember how much I paid for it. So next, this is very lockdown, well, no, this is very year 10 through to lockdown, through to like this middle of uni, took a break, now I'm back on it a year after finishing uni. Live Forever by Lil Peep. This pressing is incredible. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but it's just like an ever so slight smoky marble, and to me that fits the album. Nothing too extreme, nice and minimalistic in a way, but it just works. This is very Lil Peep. That is honestly all I have to say about that. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Right, here's another one that got slightly damaged in transit, just on the corners. It's Zin's Disappearance by NYX Northwest. This is the gold pressing, the like deluxe gold pressing. Got a cute little handwritten note in with it. We've got the little Zin's Disappearance like board, murder mystery board. It's not even a murder mystery, but this is really cool because you can like read it all. The pressing is gold, and in the sun, my record player is right by my, well, it's not right by my window, it's under my sloping ceiling. When the sun's coming in and it hits this, it just like, it glitters. So the camera won't pick it up right now, but it's gold. At first I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know if I'd like a gold pressing. I'm not really a gold person, but when the sun hits this, it is beautiful. I think for me this album can be a summer album in the sense that it's the sort of one you play during a nice sunset, whether you're driving home or you're hanging out with some mates. It fits that vibe, but also it fits autumn winter vibes. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's because for me it was very much a on my way to uni, sat on the train going into central London, that playing in my headphones. Maybe it's that and the memories that I have linked to it, but I feel like this album just fits. It just fits. And yeah, I love it. I honestly cannot wait to see what he does next. I think he's an incredibly talented artist, and this this is insane. But yeah, also the cheeky little Secret Last the Cat feature, wonderful, wonderful. Bring that man back. Next we have an honourable mention for an album that came out fairly recently. This is Eusexual by FKA Twigs. I love this. I honestly love it so much. As soon as it came out, I got my hands on it. This is the, I want to say limited edition bone pressing, and it's gorgeous. But basically you get a cute little lyric booklet. I love it. See, that's what I love about CDs. You get a lyric booklet. So when things like this are included in vinyl, take my money. Literally take my money. I mean, I didn't even know this was included, so even better. And you also get a poster, but I can't show it, unfortunately. I feel like if you know about the album, then you will know why I can't show it. But yeah, I'll show you the pressing, but that is literally all I can show you from this. I can't even open up the gatefold and show you the middle. I can't even show you the back with the track listing. So you'll just have to stare at her gorgeous face. But yeah, it's a bone pressing. It's got like a, I'd say it's slight marbling. It is gorgeous. Don't know if anyone else has it, but I have a random blue line there. Don't want to touch it. And one on the other side as well. Don't know if anyone else has that. I have to say one of my regrets was not getting tickets for her London show. I would have really loved to see this album live. I think everything she does is very artistic. My friend actually put me onto FKA Twigs last year. She recommended me Capri Songs, and then Eusexual came out and I was like, this is what I've needed. This is what has been missing from my life. There is a song for every mood. There is a song for every occasion on this album. So I love it. I really love it. You've heard me say that so much, but it's true. I just love music, to be honest. So my penultimate vinyl that I want to show is one of another amazing female artist. She is one of my favourites, and this is my favourite album by her. It's Doja Cat, and this is Scarlet 2. This is another bone pressing, which obviously fits these vibes. Incredible. So you open it up. There she is in all her glory. I want to see Doja Cat live. I really do. So again, like with FKA Twigs, there is a poster, but I can't show it to you because I value my account. Again, like with the FKA Twigs one, I have random black lines this time. I just love every song on this album. There's not a song on this album that I don't like. This is very much for me a driving to and from work album when I just need the like extra bit of oomph. So naturally I couldn't finish talking about my collection without bringing out my favourite band. And this is my favourite thing in the whole entire universe. It's a little bit dusty. You know how Egyptians were buried in pyramids, or like put in pyramids, and they had all their favourite things in with them? Bury me with this when I die. Or if I'm cremated, this gets cremated too. This album is literally like, at this point, I need it injected into my bloodstream. Like headphones, my noise cancelling headphones aren't enough. I need to be inside the album. This is the 10th anniversary 4LP like box set, put that loosely. So it includes the Face Down EP, Music for Cars, self-titled. So if you open it up, there are the boys. There is the different EPs and when they were released, because obviously this was the 10th anniversary of self-titled. 10th anniversary show at Reading was genuinely the best thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Call me biased, call me insane fangirl, I don't care. This is the only standard black I'll ever accept, okay? Because it's the 1975 self-titled, the whole vibe is black and white. I also have the 10th anniversary double LP, which is a white pressing. So together, to me, it makes sense having one black pressing and one white pressing for 10th anniversary. But yeah, like I said, it is just black. This is Face Down and Sex. So that concludes my favourites from my collection. Obviously, well, maybe not obviously, that is not my whole collection. I just handpicked some that I wanted to talk about. And I feel like I was quite repetitive and I was just saying that I loved everything, but they make me happy. So that's all I care about. Next, I'm going to talk about what I want to see and what I want, probably in the reverse order. So what I want and then what I want to see, because I have a lot on my want list. My Discogs is just like, I want that, I want that, I want that. So yeah. So I've actually written down my top 5 wants, like wanted records. But before I do that, I just thought I'd show you. You're probably wondering, what does this girl do with all her hype stickers? I hope she didn't throw them away. Don't worry, I would never do that. I never have. With CDs, I used to stick them on my laptop case. Sadly, I got a new laptop, so I did transfer them. I transferred all the stickers. I think the page is actually stuck together. Here it is. This is all the stickers that used to be on my laptop. There's some Brandy Melville, Glossier, hype stickers. Some of them didn't make it. I think the only one that didn't make it was I Like It When You Sleep, which is really sad. My overpriced Fontaine's DC stickers, if you know, you know. If you don't know, go watch the Fontaine's DC vlog. So yeah, my hype stickers go into my journal. We've got Muramasa, some Record Store Day one, the 1975, Lil Peep, Tortured Poets, and then, I don't know if you can even see this, the Eusexual one needed its own page because it was so massive. And then yeah, we've got another one here with Skinty Fia, Notes, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Lil Sims, Biba Doobie, Japanese House, all of those. Top 5 wants, and these are actually quite simple. The craziest one on there is probably the Blood Records pressing of Brat and It's the Same, but there's 3 more songs, so it's not. I've tried to get my hands on this and failed. I really want it. I have Brat and It's Completely Different, the translucent green. As soon as that came into HMV, I grabbed it. But I want Brat and It's the Same, but there's 3 more songs because Brat Variations. I just really do love Brat as an album, and that probably sounds so cliche and so sort of herd like, but Charlie XCX Brat Tour was one of the best concerts I've ever been to, and I want to relive that every moment possible. Also, it will have the OG version of Mean Girls on it, and Mean Girls is my favourite song off of Brat. I prefer the original to the remix. Don't get me wrong, the remix is still good, but the original just does something to my soul. Next up, going back to what I said about the streets, is original pirate material. Lily from the future here, editing. A really fun fact, in the day between filming this and editing it, I bought original pirate material. But I'm gonna leave this bit in because you'll find out why I wanted it. Now, I know that the normal pressing is green. I'm happy with that. I like green. I think it fits the album. But to me, this album is a lot of nostalgia, mainly with Has It Come to This, just sort of being driven home in the summer with the windows down with the radio on when I was a little kid, that coming onto the radio. That song has stuck with me for my whole life, and I love it. That whole album, I promise this isn't a street sponsorship because the t-shirt as well. I just really love original pirate material. I think it's a brilliant album. Next up is Prelude to Ecstasy, mainly the anniversary pressing. My brain keeps going to say 50th anniversary pressing. Girl, that's I don't know why it's doing that. Smoky grey marble. I just love a little smoky grey moment, if you can't tell. But also the bundle with the scarf and the lighter. That lighter is gorgeous. I need it. Just lighting my little incense and my little candles with that. I need it so badly. So yeah, that is on my list. I also think it's a gorgeous album. I have it on CD. Obviously, I discovered them at Reading. To me, that they are just a breakthrough band. And you can say all you want about Private School. You can say all you want about stuff like that. But at the end of the day, their music does something for me. So I do not care where they came from. And my final wants, this is kind of a 2-in-1. It's Dogrel and Here Is Death, the coloured pressings. Dogrel is my favourite Fontaines DC album ever. I love it so much. I cannot fault that album. And Here Is Death, I don't know, the Romance Tour really brought that album closer for me. Hearing Here Is Death as in the song live made me realise, you know, I want that playing in my head as I'm going about life. I want that to be my soundtrack to my life. I want to live life like that. So both of those albums are up there for me, and I'd love a coloured pressing because I'm just not a fan of standard black. Why have black pressings when you can have nice pretty coloured ones? Girl logic? I don't know, but it's fine. No, it's because I got a white slip mat, so now everything slightly transparent and colourful looks 10 times brighter. Anyway, next I want to talk about what I want to see, and there is a big one. And if you know me well, I don't even think you need to know me well for this, actually. You just need to know me. Romance Deluxe. Are we getting a physical edition? When Romance Deluxe dropped, I randomly woke up at midnight, and my friend had messaged me being like, Romance Deluxe had dropped. And I was like, no, because I just woke up. And my brain knew, something in my body knew. I had like a, what's it called? I had like an involuntary reaction to it dropping, and I woke up. My subconscious knew. They were like, it was like Fontaines is doing something, wake up. Music's coming, get up. And I literally woke up, saw that, went on Spotify and was like, there is no way I just woke up for that subconsciously. How parasocial is that? I was like, my subconscious is telling me they're dropping music, so I'm waking up. So I would really like a physical copy of that, please, because it's a deluxe. I'd like it to be a coloured pressing. I know that Romance, as a US Urban Outfitters exclusive, that was a mouthful. There was like a pink and blue pressing. That's on my want list if they don't do something for Romance Deluxe. I don't know how I'm gonna get it, but Discogs might come in clutch. I don't know. But I need a pressing of Romance Deluxe. Preferably like a pink and green kind of vibe. Maybe throw a bit of blue in there. I'm thinking a splatter. Does Blood Records want to get onto this? A splattery, marbly, I don't know. It needs to be cool. It needs to be bright. It needs to be colourful. I need it in my possession. I don't know what that was. I need it, please. That being said, that's my like big one. That is what I want to see. Moving on, or an anniversary pressing, but speaking of anniversary pressings, it's nearly the 10th anniversary of I Like It When You Sleep. Can we get like a cutesy like baby pink and white, or like, I was about to say pink glittery, no, but just like pink. I'm not even a pink girly, and I'm just like pink. I don't know, like a grey and pink. I think what would be really cool is like a 21 Pilots box set of each era, because obviously each era it tells a story. I'm not caught up with the lore since the Bandito tour, I'm not gonna lie. Since Trench, I have no idea what's going on. We went to that concert and I was like, literally looked at my friend and I was like, why are they getting so, like, come for me, please come for me. I feel like 11-year-old me would be coming for me, but I was literally like, why are they screaming at him not taking the jacket? I'm so confused. Then someone elbowed me in the head. I'd love a 21 Pilots box set that sort of has a different pressing for each era. I think that would be gorgeous. And, you know, if you understand the lore, then you understand the lore. I understood it up until Trench, and now I'm just a little bit, I kind of get it. I'm also kind of confused because I remember I tried to learn it and my learning days are over, guys. But I think for me, those are my big, like, what I want to see. Other things might come to me, but those are like, I love them. Unless Laos the cat reappears and presses the girl, the cat, and the tree, you know. Is that wishful thinking? I'd love a pressing of that. But anyway, thank you so much if you made it this far. I'll be back to talk about more music. I'm always talking about music. I think the dream for me would just be like interviewing people about their music. Have a little, like, on here, on a podcast, I don't know. I just want to talk to artists about the decisions they've made. That'd be so fun. That'd be so fun. A girl can dream, a girl can hope. A girl can work towards that. So thank you so much if you made it this far, and I'll be back to talk more music.